And the one thing I'm also noticing, just based on listening to you talk, is there's a lot of communication because of the documentation. So essentially, like, you don't have to go to the administrators to really figure out what's going on. It seems like they're like putting it in the system. You're able to now, and I'm sure they're communicating probably more in the system than they probably would if there wasn't, like, they're handing it off to somebody else. So now you're able to go in and see, like, okay, this is what happened, and they're giving me the details I need to understand, and then you're able to take it and then do your magic with it, and then they're now understand what you did. So really, it seems like there's a lot of communication. The question I do have, though, is when it comes to documentation, how is that being used in your RTI process?
Yeah, that's where I was going to go with. This helps the teachers and admin if the child needs more support. If we need to go to the tier 2, tier 3 process, if we need to get outside agencies, if we need to do, like we call a day treatment program where the child can go. It's part of Pitt County Schools, but it's a 30-day intensive where they go and they get the needs met for whatever the outburst, whatever the emotional, regulation might need to be for that student. That was the part I really liked for K2, is you're helping kind of not let it snowball for when they get to be third grade. Like, what are these triggers? What are these behaviors? And let the parents know this is what we're seeing. Admin, guidance, everyone's on the same page, which is what I like. And it's another level of support. I mean, again, that's why I call it behavior support, because it's there to help, even possibly keep them out of the EC department of, if it's just something for regulation.
No, for sure. Well, the one thing that I think that y'all are doing that I've always kind of felt was that, like, at some point you got to let people grow up. Like, and it's a process to be able to grow up and develop. Like, so like if a kid's acting up in first grade, second grade, they're figuring it out. They're figuring life out. But that kid could be a model citizen when they get third grade if we help them figure it out. I always try to attribute, like, or compare what's going on with them to myself. Like how has my life in different stages of my life. So like, I would say, like, my 20s in particular, I'm not the same person today, far from who I was in my 20s. Right. But it was me figuring it out. Like, I'm like, now I go to bed at like 9 o'clock, like, because I'm upset if I have to go to bed after 10. Like, so it's just a whole different stage of life that you're in, but you have to mature to be to that point, and you have to go through your lumps here and there. And I think that's what we're helping kids do. And I think a lot of times, and I understand it, people are always worried about, like, I need to fix this now because it's my problem at this particular point. But I think the part we have to look at is that at the end of the day, we're a part of a system, and we're a part of each kid's journey. And when you are a part of a journey, you may not, the work you're doing, you may never see the benefit of it. You may never see the end result, but somebody else potentially will. They don't know that you did this, but they will be thankful that you did do it, because there's so many kids that I've had and I've seen them years later. I'm like, who are you? Because what happened to, like, you're mature now. like you're a person that actually would want to be in class, or I would want to have to deal with. I would never, when I was an administrator, I would never have to deal with, but you just had to mature to that particular point. And I think that that's one of the things that, to me, is the most gratifying aspect of it.